for life. You can see it right in front of me. Wait for life. You can see it right in front of you.
And we live. I said we live. Y'all supposed to say something
And
else.
you need this
No,
is your
I know.
episode.
I know it's my episode. Man, y'all usually say anything like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Nah,
Man, what's
intro
going on?
us.
Man, whatever. Yo, what's welcome people listening, everybody. Welcome to episode 16 of the Popscast. You know, we still climbing these double digits. I'm Tez. To the left or right, however you looking at the screen, you got CK and Young King, little Malik, and then you got stinking ass Mars.
Go ahead. Go ahead, say something, man.
You got Mars doing whatever he doing.
What are you doing?
Chopper has a rash on his butt, so I got to use these little wipes to soothe him. That's why I keep calling his name, because he keeps scratching, and I forgot I didn't put the ointment on him today.
Okay. Well, let's
God.
excuse Mars. He don't stink. He taking care of his dog. He's still ugly though.
It's not like on his butt. It's like the back of his back towards his butt.
That still sounds painful.
It still
like it.
sound like I
He's scratching.
know.
I keep forgetting. But yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
what I'm dealing with now, right? You know, when you have a dog, it's like another.
Ew.
I ain't never been that invested in my pets. I love my pets, but you know, I ain't never been that invested. But that's neither here nor there. So like the title of the episode, we're gonna be talking about, or more or less expanding upon, the importance of a father figure. How important is a father, whether it be to their daughter or just in the overall spectrum of son, daughter, or whoever it is you may be, you know, the father figure of. Because that doesn't just relate to your own kids. It could be your nieces and nephews. They imprint on us also at points in times. Like they grow fond of us.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you know, either one of y'all take the first half of it. So how do you feel the importance of a father figure is in your son and or daughter's life, or just overall, if you were, you know, to just talk about it as a subject? How important is it, you know, the father figure in the home and everything?
I mean, it's not that important at all, because look at how many father figures out there are able to just abandon their families, man. I mean, look how unimportant it really is. No, that's a lie. That's just me being frustrated with that. We talk about that, I feel like, every week, how stupid and how much we can't understand that. But no, I feel like it's very important, man. Son, daughter, obviously there's the differences. Son, daughter. I thought I said son twice. But obviously there's the differences because, you know, of being a father figure to your daughter, that helps, or it's supposed to help mold the kind of guy that she should be looking for in a guy. Not saying that she's gonna be looking for daddy when she's gonna find a dude, but at least the to symbolize how she needs, or she should be treated in a relationship, because of how, you know, she's treated by her father. You know, the way, you know, the conversations, and, you know, the love, the respect, and, you know, that's something that, you know, molds for her future and what she's looking for with the dude. But the same thing with the son, because, you know, more times than not, you hear they're mommy's boy and stuff like that, but they still look to you because, you know, whether they want to admit it or not, more times than not, you're always their first idol. You know, you're typically the father is your son's first or probably only idol. I don't know what your situation may be.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very important for, you know, father figures to be in the children's life, and it's crazy for those that go and get that milk and never come back.
Never come back.
They probably get more than just the milk and don't come back. They just be out there skeezing, stunting, whatever you want to call it, or they just don't care. But I mean, you did say something. You did say something I wanted to expand upon. I was like, and that is important. But let's say you had to look past just the understanding that that's the general. Yes, you're gonna be your daughter's first love and your son's first hero. How important is the dad? Because we know the importance of the mother. You know, the nurturer. She's there to. Huh?
I said, do we?
I mean, look, if we understand that they're the nurturers, they're the ones that generally take care of everything outside of, other than bills, generally for a portion of time, the emotional state, the well-being, they're there 24/7. We already know sometimes dads do feel like they get the short end of the stick, but how important are we? Like, how important are we?
You know, honestly, we are super important, right? And, you know, to piggyback a little bit off of what CK was talking about, how for me though, at least the first maybe 10 years are the most crucial, right? Because, for instance, we'll just talk about daughters since we all have them.
Facts.
In those first crucial, like, there's so much that a father can teach a daughter in those beginning stages of life, you know what I'm saying? Just to show her what it's like to, be a man in a household, right? Not
Yeah.
necessarily, because times are changing nowadays. So it's not necessarily like, okay, well, daddy pays all the bills and then mommy cooks all the time. I
Mhm.
want to be able to show at least Millie, like, okay, when I come
Independence.
home, exactly, right? I don't want her to depend on a man or have to depend on a man, but I want her to also know that it's okay to depend on your man. If you have,
I
you
like
have
that.
your own, you have your own job, you make your own money,
Yeah.
you're doing everything you want to do, but okay, a man comes in and he wants to take care of you, that's perfectly
That's
fine.
okay. Yeah.
That's because nowadays we see it. There's a lot of women who want to, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's strong, independent women. So when a guy wants to come in and help her out a little bit, they fight back and then
Wants
cause a
nothing to do
rift in the relationship and all that stuff. So I think it's important for a man to show his daughter those kind of things when they're growing up. And like I said, because your daughter is gonna love you until the age she's like preteen or whatever, and then she's gonna start
Forever.
changing. No,
No.
I already know. I already know.
you already have a beef with yours.
Me and Millie,
I ain't
be
there yet.
we be scrapping, but we're cool. We cool. That's the kind of relationship we got. We just throw hands with each
That's
other
so
all
funny.
day. And then same for a son. You want your son to see, like, okay, this is what a man does in a household,
How
right?
he treats a
This is
woman.
right, how he respects. Because one thing that we always learned is how you. Well, my mom always told me, said, if you're dating a guy or girl, whatever,
You
you got to
dating
see
guys,
how
we know.
you got to see how they treat their fathers and vice versa, how a girl that you're dating treats their mother and
Yeah.
stuff. That's the kind of relationship that they're going to have, or how are they to their father and everything. If they're good to their father, then they're going to be able to take care of you, and vice versa. If they don't like their dad, then and it's not this case in all scenarios. It's just a standard generic thing, I would say. But yeah, nah,
Yeah.
a man is very crucial in a child's upbringing. And yeah, I think it causes problems, for the most part. Sometimes when and this is my opinion,
Mhm.
when a
We look, the floor is yours. We just listening, though.
when
Yeah, I'm about to say
a
keep going. You good.
yeah, now when a child grows up without a father, because the father's just a deadbeat. It's not because of just like the father didn't pass away or something like that. Nothing crazy. Like, he's just a deadbeat. He just left.
Want
It
nothing to do
causes
with
a problem, right? If
Mm.
the mother can't find a stable. Not saying that a mom. I don't want to sound like a mom can't do it by herself, because we know women can raise a child successfully, no problems at all, by themselves, and they don't need the help of a man. And while I completely understand that, but it does make a situation 10 times better when there is a man there to
Yeah.
help out and
In many
raise a
ways, yeah,
child.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Like what's
Mhm.
what's the best way to put it? Like you can I had a single mother. I know of other
Mhm.
people who had single moms. Like single mothers can raise boys into men, because no matter how you slice it, once we hit a certain age, we are men, but there's still that it's harder for a woman to truly raise me to be the man, or be I wouldn't even say society's definition of a man, depending on what era that your parents come from,
Right.
regarding how, oh, men should be this or men should be that. But it's to say that that state of, once I hit a certain age and things become no longer, uh how would I put it? No, they're no longer distinguishable between me being a boy into me being a scenario that, like, as a man I have to face this. My mom couldn't necessarily give me the emotional backing, or she can't wrap her head around it, because where she would come from, it is from a feminine perspective, or more so a very harder emotional perspective from it, rather than like, all right, well, this is kind of how it is, this is kind of how it has to be. So yeah, I get what you're saying, and if I can jump in now, and listen, and again,
Yeah.
like you said, like both of you guys said, it's very important for a father figure to be around. Having no father, I had lots of males in and out of my life who, from bits and pieces I've picked from them to kind of make me who I am, but learning from their mistakes. How much more important it would have been to actually have a father figure is, I can't really say. It would have been probably way more different, because being able to grow up and see somebody exemplifying what it is that, even good or bad for what was good rather than what could be bad, because you never know how it would have played out. I don't really know my dad 100%, so I'm not just going to speak like he would have been this. It would have been more realistic for me to say, like, man, that's the kind of person I would idolize, or these are the kind of things I could have picked up and, been well more adapted in, rather than having to, fall a little bit. And the falling part, becoming a man, is what makes everything, the journey. So, I think on the emotional end of it for a male, this is still me giving the son's perspective before I give my objection or my other statement into me raising my daughters. Your dad definitely can impart some BS on you, depending on how it goes. I mean, us probably a little more different. I just know a lot of the men from when we were coming up was like, yeah, you ain't not supposed to do this, you ain't supposed to do that, you're not supposed to cry, all that crazy stuff. So I'm like, so when am I supposed to actually have an emotional outlet then? Like, I'm finna grow up angry as hell, because I just want to cry, damn it. It's like, you too damn big to be crying. I'm like, well, I'm fat, that ain't got nothing else to do with it, but let me cry, let me go be emotional, let me go hug my mama for a little bit. Dang. So it's definitely different from how it was then. I can see a lot of kids now who don't have dads. You can see the lack, you can see the hurt, you can understand the frustrations, you can tell it's there, and you know why it's there. The acting out, the misinterpretation of what's generally supposed to be a given of, oh, this is positive, well, let me flip that because I'm having issues, or I don't have that strong hand, or even just that paternal hand of a male. I got nothing else to do. But in regards to our daughters, just like you said, I think CK, you said it, just trying to give them the best example of what it is that they, not to say they're going, like I said, not looking for father, not looking for my dad and some other males, but like, let me at least lay the blueprint to some good things that, hey, if you notice a young man does this, and this is something you liked in your father, which you found to be something that you adored, or this is what, you saw was a good thing, that, yeah, I feel like my man should do that. Like my dad did that for my mom, or this is just how my dad was. I'd like to find something or someone who has these same type of characters,
ideals and characters.
Yeah, ideals and things like that. But the independent side of it, Mars, like I wasn't even expecting Mars to say nothing like that. I was 100% prepared to raise my daughters with the mindset of, not to say that they couldn't be independent, because I did want to raise my children to be independent, like, cook, clean. I don't even know kids who still iron to this day, and I still iron my pants.
I bought an iron board when we moved to this apartment. Carly looked at me like, why do we need that?
Every time my parents used to come here, they was like, where's the ironing board? I just laugh like, what?
Y'all be throwing shit in the dryer and calling it a day? You sad.
I
sad
individual. Spray now. They got spray now that takes the wrinkles out. That's what we use. Just hang the shirt.
Wrinkler spray, bro. You gotta show me that. I ain't never seen that.
It works 100%.
I got my iron. I need my iron. I got Caribbean family, so it's just in my brain.
I mean, bro, like look, this is a whole tangent, but I'm sorry, I can't go to like no special event without a crease in my pants, bro. I just don't feel right.
You old.
Ew.
What you mean? You got
man, this man.
You can't have no crease.
You really having a good time?
Exactly.
Ew.
If that pleat and that knee ain't lined up, I ain't with it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
You have the button ups and stuff like that, like good dress shirts. I'm with you. That's me too.
Yeah.
Crease my pants. I ain't worried about it.
You miss me with that, man.
Bro. We go look, CK. When we all have to be at your wedding, don't say nothing when I'm up there standing anywhere. My pants is crispy, boy. I'm cutting you when you walk past me. I'm gonna knee you on purpose.
With that square butt,
bro. My ass. Hold on. We ain't even talking about that. Don't even do that. My ass ain't square. Don't worry about it.
God, SpongeBob ass. But yeah, nah.
This man tripping. Hold on, I wasn't even done saying what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Talking about Doodle Bob and square ass and other stuff. But yeah, the independence. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to raise them to rely on anybody, but you know, I didn't think that it'd be good to teach them how to also accept and understand that you know this is okay as well, because I just wanted them to be functioning, like, because I know folks. And you know, people who just get out and be like, "Man, do you not know how to cook? I know how to order." I'm like, "Huh? You know how to dial a mean button and pay some mean money? Oh, okay, that's fine. But how about we teach you how to understand flavor profiles and understands the difference between hot and spicy and you know
Yeah. I
stuff
agree
like
with
that,
that.
because that's important. Like, bro, a lot of stuff could be weeded down, and that's one of the things I feel like that's what your father's there for, and your mother's there for too.
Oh, yeah.
But just teaching them that independent side, Mars. Thank you. That's something I would say you opened my eyes on. But
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
letting yourself be fully open to your daughters, and that importance, like
Man, and another thing about I
Ooh.
want to go back the whole crying thing, and you know
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, 100%, because I do want to implement this if I do have a son at some point.
I know, right? I'm with
Like
you, boy.
like
Can't
and I
relate.
want
Can't
to
relate.
and I want to implement this with Millie as well, is like it's okay to cry when you're emotional, right? Like
Yeah.
that's but I want to stop the crying for no reason type stuff. The
Yeah, that
whining.
comes with the
and
age though too though.
I see
Facts.
grown men still crying and
That's-
stuff. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
Just
you.
whining.
I hear you. I hear
Like
you.
I just want to get that. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say stop crying because you know you're emotional. No, let it out, cry it out. But you know to me, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Whenever I have kids just whining and crying, man, it just kills me. I hate it. I just don't like it. And it's like, yo, you're doing this for no reason.
So it's
And,
confirmed
like, just
Mars
because
doesn't love the kids.
nah.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Mars loves the kids. Okay. But I had a question. Do you think y'all would be able to raise your daughters without your significant other?
Oh God, I don't want to think about. Honestly, oof, man. See, it's easy to say it now because of how old she is,
Right.
and like because Naya's 3 now. So I gotta think about it in totality. If obviously, if you have to, yes.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I get that.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm not using that answer. But
Right.
do
Yeah.
I
So
think
if
I
you
could,
yes, like you know, would you think you have a lot of problems, or would you, you know, because you know a daughter is way different than a
Yeah,
son,
because
especially when they hit that puberty stage. That's a whole different breed, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, man.
and that was the part where the emotional opening, the like, if in the scenario I'm forced or any of us, like, just where they are
obviously
now,
you got it right.
yeah, but it comes that point where you have to learn how to be super vulnerable. Like that guy I sent y'all that video on, man. Like, I listen to a lot of stuff he says, and I'm just like, the one thing that always stands out is like opening myself up to the emotional aspect, or the more letting myself feel way more than I normally would. Because I'm thinking about it down the line. Yeah, my daughters are gonna be very emotional at some points in times, and rather than, you know, not knowing what to say or what to do, like how do you interpret or how do you interact on that same wavelength when you know you as a man would do something completely different, but they're not you, even though you can raise them the same way you to understand that this is what maybe you should do. But how do you approach and get to that emotional level, that emotional understanding, and that same, to give them that same energy back of assurance, understanding, comfort, and that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you have to take your testosterone down a lot. At least I know for me, I would, because like, you know, I'm not
You
even
ain't no
saying
man. What are you talking about?
I'm too.
That's two. That's 2 of them, by the way. That's 2.
Are you keeping count?
Oh, I'm
He's
keeping count in
keeping
this
count
episode.
now.
Yeah, for sure. In this episode, that's 2. Tez got you. Tez up 2.
Wait, what was the first one?
No. Move on.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That no, for real though. I would have to turn the testosterone down a little bit, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little too tough. but it's all out of tough love. But then if there's no, and with Katie here, it balances out, right? I'm a little tough, and then Katie's a little bit softer and nicer and sweeter. And if Katie's not around, and I'm just giving her tough love all the time, I think that might make her in return give tough love, or
like her
not.
boyfriends, she'd be like, "Boy, if you don't shut that stuff up," he'd be like,
she'll be acting more like a tomboyish her
be
whole
one of the
life, which I
homies.
guess is still. I mean, it still can happen. At the end of the day, she could still be like that.
True, she could be one of the guys.
I'm curious to see what happens. I don't know if you're gonna have the same, not problem, but same thing that happened to me. I feel like that is how I've been up until the older Anaya got. I feel like the older Anaya got, like, yeah, I'm still tough. If you saying what's and you not responding and not respecting, yeah, that's when you're gonna get memed at. But for the most part, I feel like I've been a lot more lenient with her because she is such a smart kid, and because of what you just said, but flipped over. And I say it all the time because Carly sees herself in Anaya, where the wrath comes down on her for no reason a lot of times. So then now I got turned into good cop more than bad cop because of that. Because like you said, they be getting it from both areas, and she gonna be handling it. There's a lot of times where I'm on her side, so I'm gonna let both of them know that no, you're fine. So I'm very curious to see what happens with both of you guys when they get older. And I don't know how Katie's gonna handle it. I don't know how Kira's gonna handle it. Maybe Kira will be just as nice. Maybe Katie might be like, no, don't do that kind of thing the same way because she might have the same attitude. I don't know how Katie is like that. But that was something that had happened as she's been getting older. Is I'm starting to flip and I'm trying to be the nice cop a little bit more. Yeah, I got to, because it's just like you can't. I can't help you. I've been dealing with this for as long as I've known your mom. I know what's going on, but you getting it worse because she sees herself with you. So like,
but wouldn't those be things that she would weed out later? I get the earlier you catch it, it's okay to nip it, but like, isn't she kind of small for that to be really a bad thing? Like, I mean, because she's not doing.
Don't know that. But mommy don't know that. Mommy sees I don't like that because that's something I did, so she don't care. It happening now. We stopping it.
I
heard something.
I'm telling you, yo. So
we just gonna see, man. Like, the girls have now, their personalities are 100%. Like, if you were to see my daughters and meet my daughters, you will know who's who just off how they interact. Jules, I say it to you all the time. My love, my mini me. That girl has no fear. She is like vicious, adventurous, no fear whatsoever. She's advancing incredibly fast. Like, just to think, this will be 3 weeks back. Give or take maybe a week and a half back, we were at a friend's birthday party. 2 dogs were introduced to the girls for the first time, like an English bulldog and an old beagle. Jules crawling, chilling. She pets one. They lick her. She just like, we straight. Jazz, like, the alarms just would not go off. Like, she was not having it. And then, even with me holding her, saying, "Oh no, baby, here, pet it." And like, just, it's there. But then she sees it, she cries. And she does the same thing with the vacuum cleaner. Jules be sitting there like, why she yelling? She like, she know what this is. Like, we know what this is. Like,
they're twins, but they definitely their own person.
So different. And Jazz is such a soft, kind-hearted, sweet, little big chubby cheek baby. And Jules is like, hey, we finna walk. I don't know what you doing.
We getting into some ish right now, man. Yeah,
I was like, she gonna be the one like, you better not be in that bathroom, huh? Don't harm me. Telling you, man.
Jules gonna be giving you the what's.
Dog. What's? Yes, sir. What?
Man, I cannot wait to hear both of you guys.
Out. Well, no, Millie's afraid, terrified.
Of vacuum cleaners?
Vacuum cleaners, yeah.
And I was too.
Out of nowhere. I don't know why. Like,
we don't know either. Jazz, this thing, we've been running it since they were little.
It is because we had the the air mattress thing, the little blow up thing that you use, the thing to blow it up. That noise, she's afraid of that too. Yeah, it makes the same noise, the vacuum cleaner. So it just got to be the noise, because out of nowhere, her and Chopper now be running from the vacuum.
Bro, I'm telling you, if I would have put Jules in your house, Mara, she'd be running shit. She'd be like, hey, what's good? Where the dog at? What's up, Popper?
Give me the vacuum. I got it.
She'll be slapping Chopper, be trying to, you need me to vacuum? I got you, Millie. You gonna help? No, you scared. I got this. Like, I love her to death, boy. I was like, why is she so? I'm like, you been here before. The amount of no fear and just willingness to adventure. Of course, that's being a baby, but I'm like, you just act like you done been everywhere already. It just blows my mind, man. I love her to death, but Lord, she didn't. My children have been here. They have been here several times before. But Mars, what you still expanding on your other question that you asked, like, or was that you, CK? About if we had to. Did you say what you would do?
Oh,
in
I
regards
guess
to
I
that?
didn't answer because you
Yeah.
guys were talking about it. I never answered. Oh boy, that's a tough question, man. I mean, obviously you want to sit here and be like, yeah, hell yeah, what you mean?
I'm gonna
I'll
take
be
care of my
great. You know,
kids.
yeah, but obviously it's one of those things where if it was a situation where that is what the circumstance was, easy, I'm sure across the board answer is yes. But if it's one of those things where, let's say worst case scenario, like you and your significant other, Carly, Kira, and Katie, they just a bad break and they want nothing to do with them. So now you forced to just be dad. You got to do it. It'd be, but like Mark said, there's just so many things to it, especially with daughters that
variables.
Woo! But I feel like I could do it, man. I think I could.
It'll be challenging. 100%.
It would be a big challenge for
I'm
sure.
gonna call y'all crying every other week.
Yeah, because you got 2 of them.
They be like, y'all all right? We're in a semicircle just holding hands, bawling. It's like, Tez, what is this? I don't know.
Yo, because then the mom's gonna come out of Anaya, and I'm gonna have to try not to yell, and it's just me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. But
Everybody say
I'm
goodbye to
glad
Malik.
you threw in a random second question.
All
there, Mark.
right, Malik.
Say bye,
Oh,
Malik.
Hey, Carly.
hey.
Say hi.
Bye,
Is that a
Carly.
Ninjala shirt she got on?
Yeah, it's my victorious Ninjala
That's
shirt.
my Ninjala shirt. I've been
champion-
robbed from.
My
I've been
championship
robbed.
Ninjala shirt. Yes.
Take off my shirt, Carly. You don't
Nah,
deserve it.
My
You guys don't
championship
deserve
shirt.
it. Rob me for my win.
All right, well, moving past that. So my second, this would be the third, I guess. The third question, more or less, along the topics, because Mars threw a Hail Mary in there, was inclusion versus exclusion. And now I say inclusion and exclusion meaning what you would or will not be willing to put your kids in or do along with them. Like, in perspective, like your daughter, she didn't want to play with dolls, but she want to play with action figures. And in the verse, your son picks up the doll and just like he wants to play with that, and you don't want to. How would you handle that? Do you feel like there's certain things that they are inclusive mostly for boys and girls? Yes, of course we know that, but you as a parent, would you be more so to keep your son a boy, or would you start really hitting the gender specific things? Like, do you want to feel like your daughter can do anything and everything with you? Yeah, go ahead.
So here's my thing with that. I mean, just black and white. You get the stigma. You get the stigma why you don't want your son playing with dolls. You get it because you think that it's bad because boy is playing with girl toys. But here's my thing, and this is just me being a kid that has a huge imagination. A kid is just playing with a toy because it's a toy, regardless if it's a doll with hair, a doll with boobs, whatever it may be. A kid is just wanting to play with a toy because it is a toy. So, and that's something that I've got as I got older. You ask 25, 24-year-old Chris this, I'll be like, hell no, take that damn thing out of my son's hands. Like, obviously, because it's, but in that same instance, I would have liked young Chris. Well, I think because we all ignorant and young, man. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But I mean, it's something that I'm gonna be facing. Hopefully, you guys will face at some point because you hopefully number 2 or number 3 and 4 are boys for you guys.
Bro, chill out.
So that that's what I think about because like they are close to age, and Naya's gonna be in or if she does, she's probably be more in that dolly stage when Malik is at a point where he's playing with toys, and. To be honest, like it's just one of those things like let the imagination go. So I don't know if I'm gonna be quick to jump the gun on that whole, put that down, boy. Go pick up a basketball. Like I don't think I'm gonna be so quick to on the gun with that because I think he's just a kid that just wants to hang out with sister, and because her sister's using it, it looks like it's a good time. Exactly. Right. So I can't say that I'm in. To me personally, I'm not gonna be that kind of dad that's gonna snatch that thing out of his hand because obviously he sees Sissy doing it, he's gonna want to do it too. So that's just from my standpoint.
For me, honestly, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. It depends on how he's playing with the toys, right? If he taking the dolls and
for sure,
making them like superheroes and like killing stuff and blowing stuff up. Hey, play with the doll, man. Do whatever you want. Have your imagination. But if he's sitting there like dressing it and like doing different kind of
but why? Why? Hold on, but why? Why can't? Why is he that right there? I'm just saying that right there sounds like emotionally stripping your son of his him exploring himself.
Nah. That's so. I would stop him and talk to him about it and see where his mindset is really going, engage it from there. But I would be cautious of it. That's when I would like try to introduce him to different things myself, right? Like I would be like, okay, I see him playing with these toys, these dolls, and he's dressing them up, making them all pretty and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, hold on. Before we can continue this path, here's some other toys that you can play with that we can do. We can do this kind of stuff to it. And if he's like, nah, Dad, I want to play with this doll and I want to dress this doll up.
First of all, if he's saying that at 4 years old, that kid is advanced and good for him.
Yeah.
No, Dad, I don't feel like playing with that.
I want to dress this doll.
Continue dressing my doll, please.
The feng shui in this dollhouse is off. I'm put 5 of these little blue leaves on the corner and call it a day.
Then look, I'm like, all right, show me how to do this. Show me what you're doing. And then we're gonna sit there and play with them together. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I would try to guide him to play with, boy toys and stuff like that. I wouldn't force it on him or her, whatever the case may be, vice versa.
Yeah,
but I would try to do it. And then, like I said, if he keeps going back to the same old way, all right, whatever. All right, what we doing? How we doing it? This dress looks cute, right?
You sound like you were struggling.
He cannot get it out.
Mars, it's like when you see a not so beautiful kid. It is that baby surely is. Like, man, say how my baby look. Like your baby. It look. But I mean, I in the same light would feel. If I did have a son, I'd be willing to, if this is what he wants to do, yeah, let's go in it. Especially because when they're little, until they can say something, it's not like I can just sit here and try and gauge what my son's emotional spectrum is as far as this. Because to him, like CK said, it's nothing, but I'm just playing with this. It's something. I'm either shaking it, rattling it, doing things to it. But like once it advanced well into that, braiding, styling, dressing, all right, well, son, because that don't mean my son's any less masculine. It just means he knows how to express himself way more than I could when I was like that, But then in light of my daughter, if my daughter wants to sit here and play with Transformers all day, like, let's go,
it kind of go both ways.
But I don't want to sit here and say I'm gonna just turn my daughter into the son I never had. I still want my babies to be who they are and understand that this is okay. There's nothing that they can't do either way, male to female, and even when they get a little older, because that's when it really hits. How do you handle inclusion or exclusion? When we were at our friend's wedding, I asked the bride to be, I asked her brother, because he is a girl dad, how is it that he comes at the approach of raising his daughters? Like since we started this podcast, I'm generally asking way more fathers who have daughters, and some dads too, just how they're handling it. He said his biggest thing was to make it so that his daughter never felt like there wasn't anything that she couldn't do. Meaning, if there's something that he's doing, they can both do it together. Like she'll get the idea or the concepts that though I am a woman and she'll be a woman throughout most of her life, there isn't anything that she can't do that any other male could do in that same perspective. And I was like, damn. I was not thinking about that at all. Like he takes her dirting, mud biking, they go canoeing, like just all the general rough and tumble boy stuff. He's like, I take my daughter along with me, like so she can experience.
Look, if Anaya could talk clear, she would tell you that she built my office, because every time I'm building anything in this room, I built my desk, put my computer together, fixing the chair, fixing whatever. Anaya's right there, sitting down right there. Daddy, I'm gonna help you, and she'll sit there, and I'll do something simple as, can you just hand me, like I can do it my damn self, but I'll be like, Anaya, hand me one of the screws, and she does it, and she feels like she's in, and that's it's just a big thing, and then she goes and brags to mommy, look at this, I helped there, and it's like, just because this is daddy's, like office, some computers and video games and stuff like that, like doesn't mean that you can't do that either. You can build things if that is something that you want to do. You want to build, then build. So yeah, I love that analogy that you're just bringing up about him, and he's one like dirt biking and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think that's dope. Like, just give them the chance to figure out whether
exactly.
they want
I was
to
like,
or not.
because we're sitting here, we're saying like, yeah, I wanna do this and I wanna do that, but like in the bigger picture of it, have we ever just sat and said like, yo, that's because I work out a lot, and you know I'm outdoorsy to the degree. Yo, shut your ass up. We gonna throw hands. You ain't trying to see me, bro. Come on. You ain't. Don't do that, Mars. My ass may be square, but you gonna be square when I'm done with you, boy. Come on, man.
Just because of that reaction, I'm giving that to Mars. That's a 1.
Shut up.
he got a reaction. So that's a 1.
Shut up. But yeah, just I man, he done threw me all the fuck off.
Oh man, that's almost 2.
Just 2. That threw me all off. I was going somewhere with it, wasn't trying to be fake deep, but just saying that same inclusion and exclusion when they got a little older, like when they become teens and tweens, like, you know, that's definitely saying like, all right, now like you got powder puff, and then my son wanted to do ballet, or you know, Malik wants to do ballet or shuffleboard, whatever it is. I don't know where the hell I got shuffleboard from.
I don't know where you did too. He found the option. I'll do shuffleboard with him. Like, let's get it.
Yeah, let's go. So yeah, man. If we were stepping forward, how would you more so approach that though? Like we understand from a younger perspective, it's more about gauging them and understanding what it is. Just if you can have a conversation with them to see where it goes. But when they got a little older, how would you be more so to the inclusion and exclusion? Because a lot of the lines that are being drawn now is that there is truly no barrier for everybody, but at the same time, you want to still have your kids understand their lane and barrier, but still not make them feel like they can be excluded from something, and not everything has exclusivity, as it seems.
I mean, that's tough, man. For me, at least, because you're right. You know, especially the way the world's going today, and everything's changing, and with all the different pronouns,
different
and
genders and things coming to
things
be.
like that. You know, and our kids are going to be like in the we're just seeing it now, like as
They're gonna
our
be in
age.
the full swing of once it comes to full fruit. That's what it's gonna be.
It'll be,
Lack of a
Shut
better
up,
phrase.
CK.
Lack of a better phrase, full fruit. Yep.
Just I didn't know what else to say. It just came out. I meant nothing by that. Like when it bears, the full fruit is bared on this tree. That's called
Whatever you
all these
say.
new pronouns and things. Shut up.
I mean, yeah, that's just like, that's a topic for another day too, because this is like what happens. How are you gonna react when when Jazz and Millie and Anaya bring home, oh, this is my friend Ben, and they go by they, but it's a girl, and like my mind's gonna be blown. Like it's not
I'm still
because
trying to
I
wrap
see
my
it
head.
now,
You just
but
said
I'm
this
like,
has been. She goes by they. I'm like, huh?
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just like, I'm
I got confused. I'm like,
man.
I'm really just like, yo,
The fact that he did put that together on the fly, like, yo, wait up, yeah, yo,
that
there's so many
my
pieces.
brain started smoking a little bit. I'm like, dog.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like, and I'm pretty sure
that's factuals though, man.
situations are gonna be, and it's gonna be like that. I just gonna be like we have to accept it, right?
In
You
that,
know?
I mean, we do, but in that scenario, I'm gonna have to sit with this young person of whatever they choose. Like, can I call you this? I am old, therefore I mean no harm, but I don't want to disrespect you. But God,
like, can I call an old white man going up to you? Can I call you Negro?
No,
okay
no, not
But
in
it
that
is
light.
though, Tez.
No. See, I didn't. I know.
If they're,
Hold on,
I'm
let
not
me
saying
finish.
it's
I
racism,
wasn't saying
but
I'm trying to
just saying.
change. I'm not saying I'm trying to change the they. I just want to know if we could find a common ground to something that wouldn't be
But
as
that's not up to
confusing.
you. That's not
No,
up to you.
I didn't. That's why I said I would probably sit and ask them like, "Hey, what's?" Because I would have a hard. Because if I don't have to say they all the time, and if I'm not addressing somebody in this manner, that's not something you can just instinctively. Even as a young person, I'd have to let them know. You can't expect me to make that
And you
flip
have
when
to let-
people I
yeah,
deal with on a
I-
day-to-day
yeah.
basis aren't like that. So I'd be like, "Hey, what would be the best thing I could say until I get used to saying this a little more often that you be tolerable with, but that doesn't make you feel like I've not addressed you properly the way you like to be identified."
Yeah, all you gotta
Damn.
do is, I
Hey,
guess
this
just
is
let me
Ben.
know.
She goes by they, huh?
Yo, man, that came out so smooth too. Like you had that was whoo. All
That
right.
shit made my brain
All
smoke.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree. I mean, I would just let them know, like, okay, I don't have no problem calling you. Whatever you need to be called, you just have to give me some time to get used
Give me some time.
to it. It's new to me, and we'll get there. So don't get mad at me if I call you a she by
Ah, man.
Did you say a she back?
no, just a she by accident.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is a she back? I was going to say like sir, ma'am, or ma'am, sir. You know that's sir, ma'am.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe this is just me wishfully thinking, but I feel like just knowing the person that I am, I think as long as it's I'll trust Anaya's judgment. That's for their friendship or whatever. I'm gonna treat them the same way I treat anybody else. You can be he, she, they, it. Just come in my house and you're gonna be respectful to us and her. Like that's really what I care about the most. Like Mara said, it's just one of those things where I gotta know that is what makes you comfortable and that is what you want to be called, then I will do that for you. But it's the same thing. If she brought in a Ben, that's a he coming into the house, same thing. You're gonna come in here, you're gonna be respectful.
Right.
Or
Okay,
if it's
yeah.
beneath the she, I want you to be, what I'm saying, I'm gonna treat that's her friend, that's her friend. I think it's a different conversation if that was because me and Carly been watching Teen Mom, and then one of them, one of the Teen Mom, it's more her. I'd be
Me too.
Eavesdropping.
No,
You're
that's
hustling.
100%. No, my hustling. Yeah. I don't watch hustling. You lie. You a
You're
liar.
hustling.
No, but that'd be me because I'll be the guy walking because I know the couples, but I don't follow the story. So Carly
Right.
me from time to time. So then I'll be going in like, oh, that's the one that was with what's her face and this and that. So there's the one. So Mars obviously knows because he's a huge heavy watcher.
Wait, hold on now.
No, chill out. No. So there's the
Boy, chill
one
out.
that has dated two trans dudes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that is more of something that it would be more of an adapting, but again, it'd be the same thing where initially you trust your daughter's judgment and you will respect them for that, and then you learn to understand the situation more as just like. But that's the thing; it'd be the same thing with just a guy being a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you might see this dude on the front, dude's pants are sagging, got an earring on his lip or whatnot, but the guy could be the smartest dude in his class, all the this, that, and the third, and you're gonna have to respect, like, maybe Anaya, she might know something that I don't know because she's the one that's what to do. So I feel like it's the same situation with a lot of different things. You just gotta know how to handle it, and that's something that we're all gonna be learning as we go. Because like my man Ted said perfectly, by the time they get older, that fruit gonna be full. that fruit gonna be fully grown, and
That tree, that's gonna be a tree
saying,
it's
just an open book.
Had you told our elders that by the time we reach the age that they were, that this is where the world will be as far as pronouns and or just nouns, like people how they want to be addressed, I could tell you, especially coming from the South, they ain't trying to hear that. Boy, you a boy.
That's right. Yeah, you from the South for sure.
Yeah, I'm from the South. Like
for sure.
They would have been like, I don't give a damn if you want to be called us, them, or the emancipation. Like you still gonna be a boy.
Hello, my name is Chris. Can you call me the emancipation?
We identify as a proclamation. Who is we?
I'm a bill that's still on the hill.
Exactly, bro. Let them know.
I'm a bill.
But see, that's great because I was gonna say like I got a random okay what just out of that. I was gonna ask how would you be as the parent to a newly identified us, we, they, them. If that were to be the case, and not to say it can or it won't, but how do you truly think you would try and wrap your fingers around that? Because you're raising them to not identify, you're a girl, but then they tell you, no, I want to be this. And trust me, that's gonna happen because a lot of kids now, like young elementary school kids, like are starting to identify with stuff that's either gender fluid, gender neutral. Like I was like, huh? That some of that kind of bothers me just a little bit because I want my daughter going to the bathroom and the little boy pull his thing out, just like, cause kids are kids. I'd be like, can y'all still separate them like that? But I got no control over that.
No, you don't. I mean, look, it's gonna be hard. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. It's gonna be real hard for me if that is the case. Because my whole thing is just like, if you want to change your name, I'm not here for that. I love your name, right? I named you. I've been calling you this for
Over your
20 years of your life, and now you just want me to
Why
come out of nowhere and start calling you Steven? Like, come on. I'm not like I'm not here for
Millie,
that.
the name Steven Mars.
That's just
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been calling you
You don't need your dad
Miliana.
no more, Jamar.
mhm.
And so it would be hurtful. Not hurtful. I won't say that. It would just be a huge change, and it'll be hard for me to get it at first. And I will support, but I won't support happily at first. So I'm telling you that right now.
No, 100%. I don't think unless Tez comes and he has something else to say. I think that we can all come and agree that it would be an adjustment at first, for sure, emotionally
Mhm.
for us, because just knowing them their entire life as
Right.
Anaya, my daughter, or Malik, my son,
Mhm.
it's going to be it's just going to be a shock, because it's like, well, she's not comfortable with that anymore. She's this now, and she wants to be him, or whatever it may be. That it's definitely going to be something that's going to be, it's going to be hard at first, because that's, like you said, like Mark just perfectly, like his whole life that was his Miliana, and
Right.
now she wants to be Steve, and you got to learn to adapt and learn to get to
Steve.
know that aspect of her life. Not to say get to know her all over again, because it's still going to be your daughter or your
Right.
son, whatever it may be. But
That's
you have to get to know
hard to
that part of her
adjust.
life. So it's going to be hard for anybody.
That
and no
will
one
be
can
a
say
new
that it won't be.
CK. I don't know what you mean. Like, that's a whole new learning, because Millie, Steve. This is Steve.
But the person's
Steve
still the
walk and
person.
talk.
It's just there'll be added stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's different, because I've come across some people who made that change, and I thought I knew who them when they
But-
were this. They walk in everything. It's like it gets flipped. So you are technically learning somebody new, because
You
Steve
gotta
don't
think
act the
though,
same as Millie.
their parents though. Your parent. You can see the change if she's becoming Steve throughout the year. You know what I'm saying?
Why
Like
Steve,
you could.
though?
I don't know. I just
We're sticking with it. Nah, we're sticking with it.
You could have just
yeah.
called him Miles, like
Nope,
Steve.
sticking with it, Steve. No.
You can, as the parent, you can slowly see the changes happening to your child. But the thing for me would just be the name change. If you want to change your name, like I'm not, so you bring a date over, or you tell this person your name is Steven, and they come
Can't
to
get
your
over
house.
this shit. I keep
and
looking
you-
at Millie's face.
You hear
just,
me calling you
Steve.
Miliana, Millie, and they're gonna look at you weird because you didn't give them the heads up. Oh yeah, my dad still calls me by my birth
My
name.
other name.
My other name.
My slave name.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's a weird. And I can,
Steve,
I'm
though?
happy for anybody that can do that. Steven, man. I don't know why Steven get in my mind with Steven.
That's your secret boyfriend.
Hey, man. So
Can't get those details.
Okay.
He accepted it.
I know, right?
I don't know what just happened.
About the baby
But anyway.
monitor. Yeah, I hear them out the back of my. I was like, why are they awake? They should be asleep right now. Somebody probably
wow.
done pooped.
Mhm.
Is the sun down? The sun down? Yeah, everybody should be
Yeah.
asleep.
It's 8:00 over here.
Nah, not wide awake.
I go to bed in like 2 more hours, man. I'm on that old man schedule. But that's because I start my day earlier now. I'm up at 4:35.
Oh, congratulations, man. Yeah, I did see you
It's
hit
nice.
that send that message up earlier than normal. You guys ready? Yeah. What time was that? That was 11 my time, so that was like 8:00 your time.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah. My bad, man. I'll be up.
No, we ain't mad at it. I'm just saying. When you
Oh
said
yeah,
it was
no.
early.
Normally you respond like 1-2 o'clock. We can't hear it. Whatever you're looking back
I
at.
know
too.
y'all can't hear. I'm just like, I know y'all mama here. Like, she was here. Did she leave?
She
Yeah,
did.
she left. She put the groceries away and bounced.
She left
So,
you with
yeah.
the crying babies.
I don't think they're crying. Like, they would. I don't know. They're going through stuff, so they be randomly waking up. But like when I go in and check, and if it's a poopy diaper, good to go. But they fall back to sleep when they fall asleep. They know ain't nobody for to come in there. They're just gonna be chilling in the dark, making noises until they get tired all over again. It's ugh, put your glasses back on.
Oh, God.
I'm just like
Back.
Sid. How's it going, guys? You just
can't look good without glasses, man.
nah, boy. You look like Sid from Ice Age. Put them shits back on.
Take your shits off. Let me tell you what you look like.
I know what I look like. I'm good.
I'm thinking about getting LASIK, man.
Man,
I don't need glasses no more.
I feel you. I want to get LASIK too. But what the hell is I saying? Why don't you keep messing me up, man?
I was cleaning my glasses, minding my business, and you started.
You took them off and turned into Steve. Damn it, that's what happened. You turned into damn man. Steve. Took the damn glasses off, man. I've been looking wild and irregular. It just not okay. Not okay. So the consensus is we all agree. Dads are super important, no matter how you slice it. We're always gonna be important for those of us who stick around. Not for those of you who leave and go get milk and cigarettes and
just a deadbeat. Because I mean, you got to think too. There are some dads that are there but aren't there mentally.
Yeah, like they're emotionally and mentally not there.
Some people might have like grew up with a dad just being in the house. All he did was go to work, sleep, never didn't have no interactions, no family time, no nothing. And I think that's even more hurtful than the dad just leaving.
Because you was there, but you weren't there.
Exactly. You was.
Were you really there?
Like, no, son, I was just thinking about my job. You know, that's tough too. I definitely say that's tough because that's a whole nother can of beans. But sometimes I still think about when it comes to them getting older, like how much time am I actually gonna have? Because, you know, with them being in school, when they start going to school, I'm like, bro, when did we ever see each other? Like for a couple hours when you go to bed, before you go to bed, and then on the weekends, and the weekends you still got to get stuff done. I was just like,
my thing is,
this is all the stuff I didn't think about.
As long as you in that situation, as long as you go to their little sporting events or whatever they're doing, little events, and you show support, I think that all balances out in the post because they know you got to work and provide for the family type stuff. But as long as you're still active in their life, going to their things and doing whatever they want to do. If they're like, "Hey, Dad, I'm doing this. Can you come or can you help me with this?" Okay, bet, let's do it. Whatever you gotta do, and you know, I think that'll make play a major part in it.
Yeah. You're right. You're definitely right. I would like to see my daughter throw a football someday and make it spiral perfectly, and I catch it and just.
You gotta learn how to throw a football yourself.
I was just gonna say, can you throw a damn football?
I can throw a nice little spiral. You know what I'm saying?
If you're throwing it like that, I don't believe for a second.
Yeah, hey,
this man throwing football like this. I don't know. I don't know what spiral you get from one of these.
Hey, you gotta cock this thing and let it go. You just let that thing.
Oh god!
Hey, that'd be the smoothest throw in the fucking NFL. CK, you better watch
ball
out.
Falling straight to the ground. You do one of these, talking about like that, the ball is going straight down. They don't get no chance to go anywhere.
I don't care, I don't care what you say, bro.
Yeah, I'm worried about Jules and Julie now.
That would be the smoothest throw in the NFL, dog. Somebody just, all right.
Yeah, hopefully they
bro, watch out.
Are you left-handed, Tess?
No, I'm right-handed. Man, that's crazy too. I meant to say that the girls are like polar opposites. So they both the hand they interact with is complete opposite. Jazz is a left-handed and Jules is a right-handed.
It's too early to tell
for now, but she does everything.
For now, because Nia Pump faked me with that too. So
Millie, I don't know, man. She be doing both. She left hand and right hand just as much. I hope.
But
that'd be cool.
I mean, like I'm just saying, like
amphibious
from them eating. This is, you know.
Hold on.
Yeah, man. Amphibious, where you can move, where you can use both your hands, man.
Ambidextrous? Amphibious. Who said amphibious? Mars?
Amphibious.
You said amphibious?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I heard it. So,
I did not catch it. I'm glad Mars caught it. So, yeah.
That's a reoccurring joke. That's why I say on the court, like, we'll be like, oh, no, he amphibious. And people like, wait, what?
Oh, God.
I don't think I would like that. Not too much. Yeah, that boy amphibious. Which what? He's a frog? No, that boy can use both his hands.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Like
That's
a frog.
ambidextrous. What you talking about is ambidextrous. That's what you talking about.
Nah.
Do they have frog, have lizard? What is that?
What? This man, wow. Shit, I forgot my phone was. I completely forgot what my phone was.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, man. What? Like you just? Yeah, man.
Well, it's your episode. You're supposed to
I
be the
know.
one that's keeping the. You gotta
I
be
know.
keeping
I'm
it
just.
going.
I'm because
You
what
keep
we.
stopping.
Phone, keep stopping.
Well,
Come
no,
on,
because
Tim.
I just noticed it at the corner of my eye. My wife had texted me something, but like that was generally it for everything I had to say. You know, we hit our hour dead on, spot on. I was just gonna ask if y'all have any closing remarks, anything y'all like to say in regards to the importance of fathers, how important we are as a whole. Don't leave, stay home with your kids, kiss them a lot, love them, hug on them, all that good stuff.
Boom, boom.
No Steves.
You said don't leave, so it's in my head. No, I think we hit everything perfectly. No, that's a thought for another episode. For this thought, for what we were talking about today, yes, I think we hit everything. It is definitely very important, for the father figure to not just be like we just ended with, not to just be in the household, but also to be present in the household,
Right.
regardless of what the situations may be with your job, with your hobbies, whatever it may be. You still need to be present because that is just as important as, or it could be just as crucial as going and getting that milk and never coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think father figures are definitely are very important in many ways than just the kids. Also for the lady, for wifey, for mommy, because that it helps, because there's so many things that she's dealing with already as it is. Like right now, with pumping and having to keep track of her pumping schedule throughout the day, and also have to give Malik that attention that we can't give because we're guys, and we didn't hold him in their belly, she did. So when Malik holds her, it's different than when I'm holding them in certain times of the day and stuff like that. So but then to also be there to relieve them at night and all those kind of different aspects, and even when they're older, what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely fathers are very, very important to kids' life, and we will all three hopefully be those fathers that stay there the entirety of the time, regardless if they decide to be Miliana or Steve.
Not Steve.
God.
Steve. Man.
Yeah, co-sign with everything CK just said, man. I agree with it. Be there, be present, be aware. Yep, it makes a big difference, man.
And you end up with an unwanted Steve.
Yeah, it's like it's facts. But yeah, for me, closing remarks. I actually have topics ready for the next podcast, so I'm ready to go. Because honestly,
my time.
Part of the reason I have topics because I thought this week was my week. I ain't gonna lie.
You should have not said that. You would have looked like a star. You should have just left that alone.
You would have been balling. We've been like, damn, Marston came on time.
But I was still prepared though. I was still prepared.
It don't hit the same. It don't hit the same.
It don't hit the same. Well, man, with that being said, y'all, we thank y'all again for listening, coming through. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. You already know it helps us climb up in the algorithm so more people can listen. Share it out to your family, friends, anybody you think would like to listen to it. Just put the word out, help us spread it out there. Google Podcasts. You can find us over on Stitcher. You can find us also now newly on Amazon Music, which is something. Yeah, Spotify, all the norms. 5 stars, thumbs up, share it. Let other people know, man. We're out here. We're doing this. We're going to continuously be here doing this, and we thank y'all for listening. And we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful week. Anything that may be happening, birthdays.
YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell.
All that good stuff.
With your family, friends. Check out all the VODs. Yes.
Yeah, man. Y'all be great and be blessed. Peace.
Peace.